Welcome back to episode 3 of the 7 Habits Coach, where Jen Colosimo and I are sharing with you principles and key practices from the 7 habits that are most applicable at this time of chaos and concern and unique challenges that we are all being faced with. In the last episode, Jen started out sharing with you habit 1, a habit called be proactive. And we talked about, in the previous episode, we talked about the importance of, as we look at each habit, the mindset that we have. What are the glasses that we're wearing, or what are the way we're seeing things? And in habit 1, being proactive, it could be tempting to see things as if, you know what, this is just the way things are and there's not a lot I can do about it. And while that may feel true, there is so much more freedom and calm and power in saying, hey, wait a minute. What if I see things this way? What if I see things as I have a choice? I can choose to act in a different way. I can have a choice in every situation. It's a very freeing and liberating mindset. So let's start there by just recognizing that the way we see things influences everything else as we talk about this habit. Now, in the last episode, Jen shared with you this important concept of, as human beings, the ability to separate stimulus from response. We don't have to react immediately. We can actually pause and think about, how do I want to respond to this current situation, to what my friend just said to me in a moment of stress or anger? How do I want to respond? And we can respond based on our values and those things that are most important to us. As human beings, we have 4 human gifts that Jen shared with you to allow us to respond in a way that's more appropriately and more empowering and more effective. In today's episode, I want to share with you another model or concept from habit 1 called the circle of influence and the circle of concern. You see in front of you on the screen 2 circles. The larger circle, the circle of concern, are all of those things that you and I are and should be concerned about. Think about all of the concerns you have right now. You know, who's taking care of my aging mother? Or how are my kids going to get through this? Or what's my daughter stressed about? Or we had a wedding coming up and now that's got to be postponed. Or all of the things that are going throughout the world in this time of challenge. Lots of things we can be concerned about. Now, the inner circle says circle of influence. Of those list of things, all of those things that I'm so concerned about, what can I actually influence? What can I do? And this is where a lot of people give up quickly. And I felt like that the last couple of days, thinking, well, I really can't do anything. It just feels so confining. I'm not supposed to leave my house. I'm not supposed to do this. There are things that are going wrong at work and I can't, fix those. But slow down a little bit and think about, as you look through that list, what can you actually influence? On top of the coronavirus, a few days ago in the part of the world where I live, we had an earthquake. I know, unbelievable, huh? And that was pretty unsettling for everyone, dealing with the virus, and then we have a pretty significant earthquake. Well, a day after the earthquake, there was a knock at the door, and a man who I had never met before, who lives in our neighborhood, was going around keeping distance. As soon as I opened the door, he backed up, kept his 6 feet of distance, but was just going around to neighbors asking if they needed anything, saying that he had some resources and he wanted to check on everyone and see what he could do, if there was anything, if we needed a group to go to the store and pick up some things or whatever it was. I thought, what a phenomenal example of working within your circle of influence. This gentleman was, I'm sure, as stressed and as concerned as the rest of us were. But after he kind of calmed down from that, he thought, okay, how can I serve? How can I help others? And he went out and did this wonderful thing that just had such a profound impact on me. A key practice that I'd like you to do is list all of those things that are currently in your circle of concern. Go ahead and write them out. List them down, all the things that you're worried about. Some of them are heartbreaking, I'm sure. Everything that you're concerned and frustrated and worried about right now. And then look through that list and identify 2 or 3 things that you could actually start to influence. And again, I know for me, there have been times when I think, you know what, I thought about this. There's nothing I can influence. I promise you, if you write down that list and you think deeply about each one of those things, you will come up with 1 or 2 ways to start to influence some of those things you're so concerned about. And as you do that, as you act on those things you can influence, it's going to bring a great sense of satisfaction and calm and peace to you in this time of great unrest. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. If you'd like more resources to apply these concepts, please visit us at franklincovey.com/7habitstools.